classes. The teachers should also collaborate. Unless the teachers collaborate, collaboration for students cannot happen. So administration, please encourage students, your teachers to collaborate with people. India is a huge, with diverse country. Even if you collaborate with people in other states, it would be so beneficial to learn about that culture, the food, and how they do things there. It's a huge learning process. Trust me, it is. Now, what should you be telling your students all the time and reminding them? There are a lot of things I just told you about that, but this is something for their character building. And I strongly believe in this. Even for myself, never compete with anybody but yourself. Insecurities breed competition and vice versa. If there is insecurity, people are become competitive. If they're competitive, it leads to insecurities. Try to learn from everyone, but think on your own. Learn from everyone, but think on your own. Because if you're not, like, I love this quote, if you're thinking like everybody else, you're not thinking. So be innovative about that. And this is a message to us teachers and also a message to our students. Keep reminding them, don't follow people. Try to think on your own, but listen to everybody and learn from them. And the last point that I want to state here, keep in mind that our goals are helping students learn, making them feel excited about coming to class, instilling courage and confidence, and most importantly, helping them get a sense of achievement at the end. Thank you, and I will wait for your questions. I hope all of you enjoyed the presentation.
Yes, madam. We clearly enjoyed.
Thank you. I'll wait for the questions because there will be many. I would love to hear from people. Maybe your ideas on what you do in your classes, because I like to learn from everyone. Is Dr. Sasikumar here? Is Dr. Sasikumar here? Is Dr. Sasikumar here?
No.
So should we stop the meeting, or does anybody have any questions?
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Myself is Uday Kumar from Mangalore of Karnataka state of India. See, I would like to know, so you said no collaboration with the students with the different countries. So is there any legal, what we can say, permissions that we require to conversation between the students because of this uh, technological oriented world?
I'm not sure about that because it will depend upon your institution and what laws are there in your state or country in India. For me, it was not a problem because our school knew we were doing that and we collaborated with the teacher, and their principal also knew that. I actually connected with that teacher at a conference in Europe, which is Science on Stage. And we decided that we wanted to do that. And that's how we did this project. And the principal and the school administration of both the schools knew about this. So it was not a problem for us, and the students were not collaborating live at any point of time unless they were in under our supervision.
Yes.
So they were not, yeah, so they were not connect, they were only connecting via the OneNote notebook that we use in our school, which we could supervise all the time. So we did not see any problem happening. It was a very, very helpful and a very good learning, even for us as teachers. Actually, we learned that we could do this. So it was very exciting.
Okay. So thank you, ma'am. One more question.
Yes.
See, the critical thinking, there are various means you introduced. So within 45 or 1 hours of classroom, so how we can manage or give the these works for a lot in a classroom of 50 students? What is
Good,
the
good.
shortcut?
Very, very good question. So if you have a large class, I'm very fortunate that I don't have those large classes. But if you have a large class, it is very more difficult than what I could face. However, there are the few things that you can do with the internet. There, you can give them resources to look at some videos. I encourage students to read the textbook, so you can do that the same thing. And instead of you giving a lecture, ask them to present for a couple of minutes what they learned,
Okay.
because then they will be presenting it in a way that they have understood and not just imparting knowledge. Or maybe prepare questions that you can ask to build that discussion in the class, so that everybody is learning by a discussion rather than a lecture. You don't have to do that all the time, but maybe
Yes.
once in a while you can do that. And that is the whole
Okay.
idea. Train them how to think on their own rather than just listening to it.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much. I got a courage from your discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
So are we ending this? Dr. Chaco? Is Dr. Chaco there? So should we finish this conference then? Is Dr. Chaco there?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we finishing this conference, or do anybody has any questions?
Yeah, ma'am. Your talk was very interesting, inspiring one, ma'am. Your
Thank
talk
you.
was very informative.
Mr. Uday Kumar needs to talk. Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Udayakumar. Yes, sorry,
Right
Dr.
for ma'am.
Chaco. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Chaco. Bye.
Bye,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you
Thank
so
you, ma'am.
much. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. Let me first of all start by giving glory to Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our guest, Dr. Anjuli Ahuja, for her valuable presentation. Next, I would like to thank our principal, Sister Dr. Gigi Paul, for her support and guidance. Now, I would like to thank Vinida ma'am for introductory note. Last but not the least, I would like to thank each and everyone for your cooperation, making this section a resounding success. Once again, I thank you all for your attention. Thank you. For the next technical session, I hand over to Aishwarya. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Now, I would like to call upon Mary Ann Paul, Assistant Professor of Navajyoti College of Teacher Education, for introduction, the resource person.
Thank you, Aishwarya. A warm greeting to all in Indian mode. Namaste. It is great honor and immense pleasure to introduce the eminent speaker, Professor Dr. Rivalta Burji, who joined with us to share her knowledge and vast experience. Professor Rivalta Burji took her master's program in international relations. She has nearly 32 years of experience in different arenas of life. She rendered her valuable services as banker, controller, European coordinator, European project coordinator. And since 2005, she continued her profession as a professor and head of international office in University of Applied Sciences, Switzerland campus, Austria. Ma'am, I am very sure from your experiences, you can contribute much to the success of this continuing session. Lifelong learning in the digital environment. Have a brilliant time ahead and wish you all a great success.
Thank you, and thank you for your invitation to your conference, and best greetings from Austria. So I would like to give you a small insight to our planned project called Make Students Fit for the Labor Market. So I try to open my... So can you see my presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, allow me to start with a brief introduction of my university in Austria. So here you can see, on this slide, you can see a photo of our two locations, which are located in small towns near Vienna. Our university is in figures, so we are a quite small university with currently about 6,000 students. And every year, about 1,000 new students start. Our students come from more than 70 different countries of origin, so they are representing a wide mix of different European countries. Our curriculum currently includes 26 study programs in 5 departments, and these are bachelor as well as master programs and PhD programs. The various study programs are organized in full-time or part-time study forms. This slide gives an overview of our whole study program. I assume it's hardly to read, but you can see here our 5 departments. Maybe I can give you a better sight. Yeah. So this is the department business, international business, connect with all the master and bachelor programs. Then we have the department information technology and information management. We have the department social work, the department energy and environment, and finally the department health with some master and bachelor programs. You need practice and orientation. What do we mean with this? A course of study at the University of Applied Sciences is characterized by a close connection between science and practice. Teaching reflects practice and current research results. Our students complete internships during their studies and thus have the opportunity to combine theory and practice. And this is also the context of the project, which I want to present and give a small insight now, and we call Make Students Fit for the Labor Market. So I would like to explain first the concept of work placements during studies in more detail. The concept of professional internships provides that every student on any degree program completes one or more professional internships during their study life. An internship is part of the curriculum and have to be completed on a compulsory basis. The internships are organized differently. In some degree programs, there's one internship scheduled for the duration of one semester. In other degree programs, students complete several shorter internships spread over the entire degree program. The main target is the same. The target of an internship is the integration into the operational process of a company. Students have the opportunity to apply what they have learned in practice. Already during their studies, there is a link between their studies and the world of work, so that the students get a realistic insight into what skills are expected of them. So what was the idea of the project about what's the current situation? The world is changing rapidly due to the various reasons. For instance, globalization, digitalization, automation, or completely unexpected issues like pandemics. So the coronavirus has shown us how quickly and comprehensively the demand on us, on the labor market and the economy have changed. And these ongoing changes require solutions for the education sector to recognize and meet the new demands of the industry. When planning the project, it was determined that innovative solutions were needed to build an information chain between the labor market and education to enable the continuous flexible curriculum update. The starting point for our project is that on the one hand, there's the labor market with its constantly changing requirements. And on the other hand, there are the universities and the study programs. Since
Ma'am, sorry for the interruption. Your slide is not moving, ma'am.
Sorry, I didn't understand you.
Are you changing the slides? Presentation? I think that is not moving.
So you can't see my slides?
Slide is there, ma'am, but that is not changing.
Okay, sorry.
Still in first slide, I think so. That's right.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. Mhm. I don't know what's the problem up to now, but I will.
Don't worry, ma'am. You just start present again and show it as a full screen.
Mhm. I'm sorry, I can't show you the presentation now. I don't know what's the problem.
First, you take your Meet, ma'am, Google Meet. Then you just present. After that, you select that presentation.
Yeah, maybe I can kind of follow up. So the idea of the project is to minimize the gap between the needs of the market and the degree program. Because since the requirements in the economy often change quickly, it's difficult for the university to react flexibly to this and to adapt the study programs on an ongoing basis. So this concept should bring visibility to this gap. The idea of the project is to minimize the gap of information between work and education by collecting data from the job market and analyzing it against education offering. By collecting data, the education contents can be updated and the students achieve the competencies needed. So the project aims at all are the identification of the changing demands in skills and competencies on the labor market, the adaptation of the curricula to the new requirements, and a dynamic curriculum. The challenge is to build an information chain from the job market to the education sector and back. So how can industry needs and education be matched? The question is how to fill the information gap, how to get the relevant data of companies. One effective way to do it with the current resources is to use internships students as information agents who do the observations on their workplaces. This is possible because the internships are a compulsory part of the study curriculum and the internship reporting is a mandatory task of the students. What about these internship reports? Since the internship is part of the study program, the students receive a grade for it and they have to write reports about their activities in the company. The reports give a realistic insight into the working world and the current requirements. Currently, students may consider internship reporting as a kind of bureaucratic task that has to be done to gain credit points. However, if the reports have important information for the study program and a direct impact on course content, the reports become more important. The students play an active role to operate as informants who gather job market information, which they know meaningful to their university. And this improves the quality of reporting and motivates students in their internship as well. The reports are usually processed on paper. The important part of the project will be the digitalization of this reporting process. The goal is that all students of any programs create reports with the same content points and thus enabling comparability. In our project, the biggest innovation is to use students during their internships as observers who collect formal and up-to-date data from their workplaces and convert that data to curriculum updates. And this process guarantees a digital and steady information flow from students' reports to the curricula. What are the outcomes? The outcome of the project would be a method to analyze and use the information which is based on a vast number of internships per year. A method how to reported information can be used to improve the course contents, and an improvement of the internal processes of education institutions to achieve more flexible design of education offers. In this way, the project will contribute to the flexibility and agility of the curriculum design processes and will promote greater employability of higher education students. So finally, what are the effects? So by identifying the changing demands in skills and competencies, the project will help the education system to meet job market needs and emerging professions. By building up a formal feedback system from job market to teaching, the concepts developed will significantly increase the quality of education and training. By fast information processing, the universities can keep their curricular dynamic and offer relevant courses to job market needs. And the students will get a more realistic picture of what is waiting for them when graduating. Students can also better plan and build their own skills and competencies profile during studies when reliable, up-to-date information is available. So I hope I could give you a small insight of our planned project, and sorry about the missing presentation. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Ma'am, very good session, ma'am. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
My simple question is, according to your valuable opinion, can you suggest a single solution to solve the problems of Indian education?
To solve the problem, which problem do you mean?
In higher education, ma'am, higher education.
Yeah.
We face a lot of problems due to
Yes.
poverty, other problem, infrastructure facilities, lack of infrastructure facilities,
Yeah.
everything. The gender equity, equality, like that problems.
Okay. Yeah, so we try with this project. We try to get a solution to get a more realistic input in the education. So when the students go out and they go to the companies for some times, yeah, maybe they are there for a month or even for several months, and they are in the companies, so they get a realistic insight. What problems do the labor market have? Do we have as everyone, as every company? Yeah. So and they give the information back to the education system. So we have the opportunity to put these requirements in our curriculum and to make our students more fit for what I expected from them.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this section. Let me first of all start by giving glory to Almighty God for making today's occasion resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our guest, Dr. Rivata Bejet, for her valuable presentation. Next, I would like to thank our principal, Sister Dr. Gigi Paul, for her support and guidance. Next, I would like to thank Mary Miss for the introductory note. Last but not least, I would like to thank each and everyone for your cooperation making this section a resound success. Once again, I thank you all for your attention. Dear participants, you will be given a Google form. It will be proceed on both Google Meet and YouTube. You all have to fill that form. Thank you. Thank you.